Tommy V in Michigan. He was on fire this morning.
Okay, thank you, Tommy V in Michigan. Yes, sir. If you share my prayers.
Tommy V's on. Yeah, we'll jump over there.
Tommy V doing great stuff over there.
See and hear me? I'm Judge Apple. Can you hear me, Mr. Newsom?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you're going to find a place to sit down?
Yes, ma'am. I'm trying now.
Okay. Calling 2400112, Deontay Newsom, appearance on behalf of the people
Joshua Kaplan on behalf of the people.
and on behalf of the defendant.
Royce Shanley appearing on behalf of the defendant.
Mr. Newsom, I'm Judge Apple. Can you see me and your attorney or just me on your screen?
I can see everyone, ma'am.
All at the same time? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Today's the date and time set for pretrial. On a ticket for driving while license suspended, no insurance, no plate. He's been advised of the charges. Is that correct, Mr. Nunley?
That is correct, Your Honor. We'd waive a formal reading and ask court to enter plea of not guilty for purposes of the arraignment.
Okay, so you're presumed innocent. So initially, I will enter a plea of not guilty. Is there an offer on this case?
Yes, he's going to accept the offer, which was to plead guilty to allowing an unlicensed driver to drive in the civil infraction of no proof of insurance for dismissal of the other charges.
Is that correct, Mr. Newsom?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that the benefit, I'm sorry, it's an allowing and a no proof of insurance. I'm trying to do two things. I'm looking at his driving record and not completely listening. It's allowing and no proof of insurance, all the original charges being dismissed?
Correct.
Okay. Do you know why your license is suspended, Mr. Newsom?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you know where the unpaid tickets are?
No, not all of them.
All right, so you can't take care of it if you don't know. It looks like Westland and Detroit. Does that sound correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So they're like all the kinds of tickets that if you just go pay them, you could get your license back. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
How come you haven't done it?
I always thought it was more than just that process.
Well, you do owe other money, and Detroit may mess with you and not let you just pay the no proof of insurance, although they should. But all the tickets that used to suspend you are gone because the law changed in 2021. And it looks like you have one suspension out of Westland for a no proof of insurance. There might not even be anything in Detroit anymore. Hold on. Thought I saw an SP. Oh, here it is. Yeah. And you have 3 tickets in Detroit.
Yes, Your Honor.
That's it. Okay. So this deal means that the original driving while license suspended, it has 2 points and would cause you to be ineligible for a license for a year is being dismissed. And the traffic offense that's being added, allowing an unlicensed driver to operate a motor vehicle is still a traffic offense. It's still a driving offense, but it doesn't get reported to the Secretary of State, no points, and it doesn't affect your eligibility. Is that your understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
And then the no proof of insurance that's being added, replacing the no insurance, takes it from 375 down to 195, no points. The only potential consequence is if you don't pay it, your license will have another suspension on it. Is that your understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
So understanding those benefits and the fact that all the originals are being dismissed, you're going to waive your right to trial and admit to those two added charges. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so there means there won't be witnesses, there won't be cross-examination of witnesses, and the court won't issue orders or subpoenas requiring the witnesses to come in. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
You're giving up the right to be presumed innocent, the right to remain silent, and the right to be proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand that as well?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anyone threaten you to get you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
Go on probation to any other court?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Nunley, have I explained all the promises?
Yes, Your Honor.
So today, Mr. Newsom, you're admitting to me that back on February 5th, 2024, you were in the city of Oak Park.
Yes, ma'am.
You allowed an unlicensed driver to operate your motor vehicle,
Yes, ma'am.
and you failed to present proof of insurance. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
People satisfied?
Satisfied.
Defense satisfied?
Satisfied.
Court is satisfied that there's been a free, knowing, and voluntary plea. Pursuant to the plea agreement, count 1, 2, and 3 are dismissed. I will add count 4, allowing an unlicensed driver to drive and accept the plea. And I will add count 5, no proof of insurance, and accept the admission. Are you working, Mr. Newsom?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm at work now.
Where are you working?
I'm doing a gig. Well, downtown. I'm putting up like stages and like doing work for downtown Detroit. Like,
So is that full-time work, or you just get called in sometime?
I just get called in.
So how often are you working?
It just depends on the whenever I can. It depends on the city. Like sometimes they got work where they're in Detroit, and then sometimes where they got some where they're out of state or like a couple hours out in Michigan. So just anytime I can. Like right now, it's like a month job I'm doing, and it's my second week on this specific.
Okay.
Sub
How old are you?
26.
Who do you support besides yourself?
I have 2 children.
Do you live with them?
Yes.
Okay. All right. The driving license suspended was $450. I'll reduce it to $250. And the no proof of insurance goes from $375 to $195. So the total here today is $445. You know, you'd be much better off not driving and using this money to take care of your ticket so you could drive, Mr. Newsom.
Yes, Your Honor.
How much time do you need to pay this?
Could I get is it a way like could I do like
Tell
a
me what you
payment
need.
plan?
Yeah.
Like I don't want to like $100.
It sounds like a lot. Can you afford $50 every other week?
Yes, ma'am.
When can you make the first payment?
I don't think I get paid until a couple days, so I can make the first payment the beginning of next week.
That's fine. You want it a week from Friday? The 24th?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. This is the deal I First payment,
Excuse me. Where do I come to pay? Do I come to the police station?
no, you come to the court, or I can give you a phone number and you can call it in and pay it over the phone.
Okay.
What do you want to do?
Can I just probably come to the court because
That's fine.
I probably I don't know. Sometimes I don't have cash on my card, so it'd probably be best if I just come to the courthouse.
So this is the deal I'll make with you, Mr. Newsom. If you keep your payment plan, if it complies with payment plan and pays $250, when you hit $250, I'll waive the balance. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, Your Honor.
So that means I'll reduce count 4 to 125 and count 6 to 125. So if you keep making your payments, when you hit 250, I'll waive the other 245.
Thank
Actually,
you.
it's less 250. It's the other way. Do you
Okay.
understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Calling 1500716, Edward Jones, appearance on behalf of the people
Joshua Kaplan on behalf of the people.
and on behalf of the defendant.
Royce Nunley on behalf of the defendant.
Okay, today's the date and time set for a pretrial on this case. He had failed to appear back in October of 2015. It was set for arraignment and pretrial because he must have posted a bond somewhere. No, where do you think he posted it? Okay,
You posted some here.
what did he post?
It's like $100.
This was set for jury trial at one point. Everyone in the world is represented this
Oh,
guy.
I take that back. On March 26th, he posted $1,000 on the 2015 case.
He did? Is that $1,000 on this case?
Mhm.
What's the date on this?
And he posted 100 on the 22 case.
Yeah. But I don't see. Yeah, March 26th, he posted $1,000. Did you have a number, Mr. Nunley?
I did. However, when I called the number, it just went straight to like the automated, like this number is not accepting, calls at this time. So I tried it a couple days in a row, and then I wrote him a letter on May 16th, but I never received any response.
I wonder if he posted this and got picked up somewhere else. Because he had other warrants. I wouldn't go on to 36. He has a million different addresses.
Now the Oakland County jail.
He's not in the Oakland County Jail. All right. I'll hold this one. I don't know what. Because it's so much money. Yeah, he did $100 on 2200703 and $1,000 on 1500716. We had a phone number.
Yeah, what's the number on the bond receipt?
Hmm?
Is there a phone number on that bond receipt?
313-283-8190.
That's what we got.
Okay, I'll hold it for 48 hours. Defendant failed to appear. It fails to contact within 48 hours, bench warrant, bond forfeited. reset at 25,000, 10%. And I'll do the same thing on 220073. Thank you. Bonds set at 5,000, 10% on the driving while license suspended. Okay. Is that all you have, Mr. Nunley?
That's all.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Right. We are ready on Jamil, Mr. Gig.
Okay. What are you here on, Miss Christopher?
Your Honor, I'm here for Regina Smith at 235 and Mr. Brooks at 240.
Okay, thank you.
We have Brooks at least.
Brooks is here, but
And Patrick, I sent you documentation on Mr. Brooks.
Yes, I had that.
all right, so Brooks, and what's the other one she's here in?
Regina Smith.
Okay, thank you.
Jamil and Brooks are, okay, Mr. Jamil's ready.
Okay. Calling 2400275, Khalid Jamil, appearance on behalf of the people
Joshua Kevin on behalf of the people.
and on behalf of the defendant.
Good afternoon, Judge. For the record, Patrick Agnew. I'm here on behalf of Mr. Jamil. He's with us by video. Mr. Jamil, can you state your name, please?
He's
you're on mute.
muted.
Sorry about that. Khalid Jamil.
Thank you for that, Judge. No objection to proceeding by Zoom this afternoon. I did speak in private with my client. I did review with him the charge. We did discuss his rights to a trial. Understanding there is a plea offer in place, Judge, he does wish to waive his right this afternoon and admit the amended plea. I would defer to Mr. Kaplan.
Okay, so first of all, he's been advised of the charge operating while intoxicated is a misdemeanor that subjects him to 93 days, that he is presumed innocent, has the right to trial, and has all the rights, constitutional rights that go along with the trial. And at least I would presume at this point he is not guilty, but you are indicating to me that you've reviewed this matter with him and there is an offer that he is choosing to accept. Is that correct, Mr. Gagnon?
Correct, Judge. My oversight, I didn't recognize the matter was set for arraignment. Mr. Jamil, we discussed the charge in detail. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you understand that it is a misdemeanor offense?
Yes, I do.
And you understand the amended plea is still a misdemeanor, but the maximum punishment is 93 days in jail?
I do now. Yes.
Okay. You understand the amended plea, though, is punishable up to 93 days in jail. You acknowledge that?
Yes.
But we discussed the charge. I went over the plea offer with you. You indicated that you wanted to accept the plea this afternoon.
Yes, sir.
And you understand that there's not going to be a trial. We discussed that.
Yes.
Do you have any questions for me or the judge prior to going forward?
No. What you and I discussed was what the plea would entail, correct?
And I'll go through it also. I'm going to go through it again with you. I'll go through it again, Mr. Jamil. I mean,
Okay.
I'm going to ask you some questions, give you some information, and give you an opportunity to ask questions if you have any, okay?
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
All right. So the offer, what is the offer?
Operating while visibly impaired.
So dismissing all the original charges and admitting to the less.
Correct. Uh-oh. Okay, I thought I lost you.
Judge froze up.
Is that on the court's end?
Yes, it is.
Okay, just checking.
I think I'm back. Everyone can see and hear me?
Correct. Good on my end, Judge.
Mr. Jamil, can you see me and your attorney at the same time, or does it depend on who's talking?
It depends on who's talking.
All right, so if you swipe your screen to the left, you'll be able to see everyone at the same time, the way I do see everyone at the same time.
I see.
Okay. All right, so let's go through this, Mr. Jamil. The original charges are all being dismissed. There's nothing replacing the speeding or the fail to signal, the two civil infractions. The infractions that caused you to be pulled over. What is happening, though, is I'm adding a lesser drinking and driving offense. Is that your understanding?
That's my understanding, yes.
Okay, so the difference between the original and the added is the original has 6 points, the added has 4 points. The original has a maximum fine of 500 and a minimum of 100. The added count has a maximum of 300 without any minimum. Is that your understanding?
It is now, Your Honor.
Okay. The other benefit that comes with it is, well, let me just back up. He has a prior drinking and driving. Is that correct? Mr. Gagnon, but it's
Correct.
more than 7 years.
It is. We
I think
believe
it was-
2014, 2015.
So 2015. So it will not impact this offense. Is that correct?
Correct statement. And then his license
Okay.
is otherwise valid.
Okay. So 4 points go on your record. The other advantage you get is that you will be eligible for a restricted license immediately. There will be no period of time that you do not have a driver's license. Is that your understanding?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So I've described the benefits of the reductions, the difference between the original and the lesser, but I still have to go through the consequences that still remain. And you had indicated, you know, now I still could send you to jail for 93 days. I don't know if I will or I won't, but I could. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
I could place you on probation for up to 2 years. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
When I say that the maximum fine is $300, that's just the fine. There are costs and fees in addition, additionally associated with this offense. So the financial obligation will be more than $300. You understand that?
I understand, Your Honor.
I'm required to put you through screening and assessment, and if it's determined you have a substance abuse problem, I'm required to put you into treatment. You understand that as well?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, understanding the benefits and the potential consequences, you still wish to waive your right to trial and plead guilty to operating while visibly impaired. Is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
So that offense will appear on your record, the same as if you went to trial, but there will not be a trial of any kind. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
It also means that you're giving up all the specific rights that go along with the trial. So there's not going to be witnesses. There's not going to be an opportunity to question or cross-examine the witnesses, and the court will not issue orders or subpoenas requiring the witnesses to come in. Is that your understanding?
Yes, Your Honor.
You're giving up your right to be presumed innocent, your right to remain silent, and your right to be proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Is that your understanding as well?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anyone threaten you to get you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
Are you on probation to any other court?
No.
Mr. Gagnon, have I explained all the promises?
You have, Judge.
You have been previously convicted of drinking and driving, but we've already discussed the fact that that does not have any legal consequences at this point. What did you have to drink on March 13th, 2024?
I was drinking liquor with a bunch of friends.
What kind of liquor?
Brown, I believe it was Crown Royal.
Did you take a breathalyzer in connection with this matter?
I did, Your Honor.
For purposes of the plea, Mr. Gagnon, will you stipulate to a 0.20 and 0.18 blood alcohol?
Correct statement, Judge. We'd stipulate it was over the legal limit.
Okay. So you're admitting to me, Mr. Jamal, that on or about March 13th, 2024, you were in the city of Oak Park?
Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
You had consumed intoxicating liquor?
I did, Your Honor.
The amount of alcohol in your system was beyond the legal limit?
Yes, Your Honor.
You were operating a motor vehicle?
I was, Your Honor.
And the alcohol affected your ability to operate that motor vehicle?
It did, Your Honor.
Okay. People satisfied?
Satisfied.
Satisfied, Judge.
Defense satisfied, thank you. Court is satisfied that there's been a free, knowing, and voluntary plea. I will refer to probation for pre-sentence screening and assessment. That means you'll meet with my probation department. They will do background information. They will provide me with their recommendations and a report that will be provided to me, will be provided to your attorney. Once the report is complete, the matter will be set in person for sentencing. They will meet with you by Zoom. It's a different Zoom number than you're using today, but you will get that information in the mail. They're also going to send you some documents by email that you need to complete. What is your cell phone number, Mr. Jamil? And what is your email? Okay. I am going to require, I will set a personal bond, meaning you're going to give me your word that you'll appear, but I am going to refer to pretrial services for random testing in light of the blood alcohol. So a condition of bond is no drinking or use of controlled substance, random testing minimum, random testing alcohol only. Minimum of 8 times per month. I'm going to give you the phone number for pretrial services for you to contact them tomorrow, Mr. Jamil, to set up the testing. Do you have a pen there?
I can put it on my phone. Give me 1 second.
And I'll email you this number as well.
Okay. And what was this called again?
Pretrial services.
Pretrial services. Contact them after
Tomorrow.
this? Oh, tomorrow. Okay.
The information won't get to them in time for you to contact them today. So tomorrow.
Can I just repeat that number back to you?
Sure.
248-451-2315?
Correct.
Okay. Thank you.
See you
Judge,
back
it's
here
ETG testing.
I'm sorry.
Well, I set it up for random.
By default,
can
you know,
be-
do they use ETG or breath?
It's breath.
Okay. I just want to be able to explain it. Mr. Jamil, I'll put
Yes.
all this in the email to you.
Okay.
Yeah. Random is breath. There is a protocol that if he were to miss a random, there is a protocol for makeup with ETG,
Oh.
but no, I'm
Good to know.
ordering random.
Thank you.
All right, you're all set. See you back here in a month or so, Mr. Jamil.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Brooks is in the room. He just needs to turn on his camera.
I keep using the wrong one.
And Mr. Brooks should be able to hear you.
Mr. Brooks, this is Judge Apple. Can you turn your camera on, please? So I don't have Jackson or Rembert or Rogers or Reed.
Yeah. All right, we'll do this real quick. There's a phone in the room, Judge, phone only.
Hello.
Could the person on 313-349-50 phone number. Tell me your name, please.
Regina Smith.
Okay, Ms. Smith, you're here. Or 235 code violation. You're checked in and we'll be with you in just a few minutes, okay?
I suppose we can do it. Brooks isn't responding.
Oh, Brooks isn't here? Okay, hold on, Ms. Smith. Let's see if we can take care of it as long as you're here. All right, calling 2400198, Regina Smith, appearance on behalf of the city
Joshua Kaplan on behalf of the city.
and on behalf of the defendant. I'm sorry.
Judge, again, for the record, Patrick Gagnon, I'm here as appointed counsel on behalf of Regina Smith. Judge, the phone number I
Okay.
had for Ms. Smith was not working, so I've not had contact with her. But for what it's worth,
Okay.
is this a license? If you want to put us in a breakout room, maybe with
Yeah.
Mr. Kaplan and the zoning officer.
Yes. All right, we'll be right with you, Ms. Smith. Your attorney is here and is going to speak with the code officer and then he'll speak with you.
Okay.
Thank you.
We put Officer Chris. Yeah, I'll make sure Officer Christopher's in that room.
This is Officer Christopher's case. So Officer Christopher, Mr. Kaplan and Mr. Gagnon. What do you have? What do you have, Mr. Costello?
I have the Rachel Muka, 240.
There is an attorney here for that, but not the defendant.
Okay.
I guess we could check that Samsung phone, Dan. Let them try again. Yeah, go ahead, Judge.
Mr. Costello, do you have a position on the Rachel Mook case?
Well, it needs to be adjourned, pull a permit and pass inspections.
Okay, so if the attorney wants an adjournment, you're okay with that?
That's okay.
All right, we'll call, he's here. She's
Okay.
not. Technically, she should be, but Josh is in on another case, so I'll be able to do it soon.
Recording in progress.
Now what are they doing? Okay, you want to take care of Brooke? What you were just in with?
Brooks, I was in with. We can do this quick. I'm just asking for a short adjournment. Mr. Brooks has a lot of information that he wants to share with me, and then I talked to
Let me
Mr.
call it.
Kaplan. No problem.
Okay, let me call it. Mr. Brooks, are you in the courtroom? Mr. Brooks?
Yeah, I am.
Can you hear?
Sorry.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, calling 2400156 and 2400468. People versus James Brooks, appearance on behalf of the city
Joshua Kaplan on behalf of the city.
and on behalf of the defendant.
Judge Patrick Gagnon, I appear on behalf of James Brooks. Mr. Brooks, if you could state your name, please.
James Brooks, yep.
Judge, for what it's worth, he's been having computer issues. If this court would allow him to continue in this fashion, but no objection to proceeding by Zoom. Just spoke to Mr. Brooks now. Mr. Brooks has a ton of information that he wants to share with me. And with that said, I've also received some information from Mr. Kaplan that may address Mr. Brooks, the issues that he is having. I don't need a ton of time on this. I know the city needs closure, but if the court would consider, I'm just asking for a 2-week adjournment so I can spell out to Mr. Brooks kind of where we are and what we can do with this.
So let me just make something. I've received some documents today suggesting that there was another incident after the May 1st incident. Is that correct, Officer
I don't know for
Christopher?
certain, but there may be multiple incidents. The issue that we're having, not to get into a long-winded explanation, but it appears to be the fence between the residents, that it's not secured. And so his animals otherwise have the ability to get out. That I'm hopeful that we can work with Mr. Brooks and the city to set this up so that this does not continue in the future.
Ms. Christopher, do you have Officer Christopher, do you have a position on this?
Well, the first incident happened in February and the dogs got out and they were on a different street. The second incident happened just at the beginning of May, and that was in the backyard fence, face to face at the fence. I just wanted Your Honor to know that there are the
Two
dogs
different-
a little bit.
And what about this, has there been an incident since May 1st, or the May 1st is the incident that occurred after the February 7th?
That's correct.
Okay,
The
so
May
we're talking
1st
about
after.
two. So there's two, we're talking about the two files. There's nothing else not that I'm not minimizing it, but these are the two incidents we're dealing with?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so he's been advised that both of these are misdemeanors, Mr. Gagnon?
We briefly discussed, and Mr. Brooks, you understand that the purpose of this hearing, the city ordinances they've charged you with are misdemeanor offenses, that they are punishable up to either 90 or 93 days in jail. The court just wants to be clear that you understand that. You're pleading not guilty. We're asking for time so that I can discuss the case with you. Do you understand all of that?
Yes.
So, Judge, I just asked the court to waive any further reading. Again, I spoke in private with him. He did acknowledge he does understand what brings him before the court.
Okay, what about June 5th? Does that work? At two.
Judge, any other day but June 5, I can do the following Wednesday. For whatever reason, all the courts chose June 5th today.
June 27th, it's more than 2 weeks, but that's my next day.
I can make it work if that's okay with everybody. Assuming we're putting it out that far. Would that be in the afternoon?
Morning.
That's going to be a problem as well between circuit.
Would next Thursday be too soon?
Would next Thursday be too soon?
No, I can do next Thursday. That I can make work.
All right, so what's the date? May 30th.
Just seeing if there's any other code stuff. I guess Ms. Christopher.
Doesn't matter.
Okay. Can I ask a question?
Just a minute. We haven't given you a time yet, and
So 10 o'clock.
Okay.
at
Or,
10 a.m.
I'm sorry, Judge. 11.
at 11 a.m. And I don't know, do you want him to ask a question, Mr. Gagnon?
Just depends. If he wants to start it, I'll cut him short. Mr. Brooks, I may cut you short depending on what you're asking, but if you want to start your question.
I just don't know what the other incident is. I don't.
And that's why we're asking
No,
for a
that-
read. So you can go ahead, Judge.
So there was an incident in February, and then a second
Yep.
ticket was issued. So that's what I'm referring to as the other incident. So the first ticket, and then after that, there was another one that just happened May 1st. So I was just confirming that those are the two incidents we're dealing with.
Okay. But I don't know what the other incident was. That's what I'm confused about. So,
Mr. Brooks, I'll take it up with you as soon as we're done here. We'll
Okay.
talk between now and next Thursday.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. You need to speak with Ms. Smith.
Briefly, thank you. Mr. Brooks, I'm going to email you this afternoon, okay? We'll set something
Okay.
up between now and next Thursday.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.